It's not gonna be that easy for Andi to let Gary go. Danny ain't got time for Preston's mess. She trying to find Sabrina. And Zach is ready to figure this all out because that is his baby. What's good, y'all? It's your good sister Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. In this video, I'm giving you the preview to episode number 2 from season 5. The episode will be titled My Boyfriend's Back, and unfortunately we didn't get a full synopsis that I could also include with this. However, hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you will get the most recent up-to-date videos as I post them with new information. I do have episodes 3 and 4 and 5 synopsis that I am breaking down on the channel to give you a little bit more insight into what we're going to see this season. I'm recording this before episode 2 so I can preview and give that to you guys based off of the trailer. However, there is so much information in the Sistas universe and you do not want to miss out on it, so hit that subscribe button so that you don't. But without further ado, we're going to get right on into this trailer and talk about what we saw. And I'm looking at the end of episode 1 trailer, and sometimes they have posted 2 different ones, so this is kind of like a little teaser trailer type. I haven't gotten the full trailer for the episode. But I do think that this teaser gives us a ton. So it starts off with Preston and Danny, and Preston, after he did his whole little melodramatic bullshit ass, I'm gonna go home and marry the girl that's been waiting for me because I'm tired of chasing you. Now we get to see him in this trailer say he will wait. He's almost brought to tears. Danny's almost brought to tears. She looks very much so overwhelmed because what he just positioned to her, the ultimatum that he basically gave her, was utterly ridiculous. It was emotionally manipulative. It was emotionally violent. And this is a problem. Like, I cannot stress how much of a problem this is. For you to tell someone that you love them so very much and you did all that you could, but now, I guess because of whatever time frame this is for you in your life, you're going to go back home and marry somebody else who's been pining after you since you were in elementary school simply because you seem to have no hope with the girl that you actually want to be with. Like, this is so emotionally ridiculous for both women involved. The one who's going to be your second choice and the woman that you're looking at right now who actually does want to be with you, but y'all can't seem to figure it out together. Now, I have given Danny the bulk of the weight in reference to this can't figure it out with Preston BS because she threw random things in there like, oh, is he borderline racist? Is he, gaslighting her racially and all this kind of stuff that I just didn't see. And I felt like Preston has been doing a great job of like trying to meet her halfway and get to know her, and she was very much so closed off to it, and she wasn't meeting him where she could for them to actually move into a healthy space. However, where I draw the line is when he does some like he did in last week's episode. This took like every point that I gave for Preston and threw it out the daggone window. You cannot look at this girl, whether she's in the wrong or not, for like not meeting you halfway, not helping you, learn how to navigate this whole journey to interracial relationships, because it's the first interracial relationship for the both of y'all, or not. It is not solely her responsibility. So for you to say, oh, if you tell me not to go home and not to marry this girl, I won't, and I'll keep pursuing you, like, that is something but for you and Jesus, Preston. Like, that's something for you to work out internally, baby. Like, you cannot sit this at her door and expect her to do something with it. And why would you want to? Like, if you're ever a man who thinks that this is a good idea, let me go ahead and tell you right now, as your good sis, it is not. It makes you look weak. It makes you look utterly ridiculous. It makes you look completely emotionally inequipped. It makes you look like you are not the leader that should be leading a relationship or household or whatever. It makes you look manipulative. It makes you look disrespectful. It makes you look damn bad. Because the fact that you could literally fathom being so deeply attracted to and drawn to one woman, but willing to settle for the rest of your life for another because that woman simply wants you, it disgusts me, honestly. Like, I can't even think of really strong ways to articulate it. All I have for it is like all of those negative adjectives that I just provided for y'all. One, it's not Danny's job to figure out if you should continue to pursue her or not. That is for you. You have to figure out what is in line with your life, what is something that you want to do, what is going to make you happy. Now, if the pursuit of Danny is not making you happy, if you're tired of jumping over, obstacles here and climbing up hills there, that's 100% warranted. Okay, cool. But the fact that you now are validating you quitting the pursuit of Danny by saying that you're going to go back to somebody who you clearly don't want to actually be with, but it's a safe option, it's stupid. It's simply stupid, and it's unfair to that woman who is now going to be your second choice. But if I'm honest, shout out to Tyler Perry for including this as a storyline within the show, because there are a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. I would dare venture out to say most men do this. Most men are married to women that they actually did not want to end up with, but they were the safest person to end up with because the love of their life got away. Because they couldn't figure out what they needed to do to meet the love of their life where they were and get together and have a healthy, beautiful, long-lasting relationship with. Or they hit 30 or hit 29 and said, oh, I was supposed to be married by now. Let me grab the closest thing to me. Yes, I said it. And yes, I believe it. Too many of y'all men are doing it. Not all, but a lot. And I, again, will venture out to say most. And Preston is going to, I guess, be the one to show this particular storyline for men that is happening in real life, but now in the Sistas universe. I hate this for Danny. I can see Mignon is doing an amazing job of just showing the emotional weight and toll that something like this being positioned to you by somebody that you actually are into and that you've been fighting your demons with in reference to, like, you want to be with this person, but you don't feel valued, you don't feel respected, you don't feel like your boundaries are upheld, and you don't know if he is actually worth it or not. Like, you have all of these feelings going on, and then he come and drop this bullshit at your doorstep. Like, I could see all of that in her eyes as she's listening to this man, and it breaks my heart. Now, finally, we're getting to, I guess, the meat and potatoes of what's going to be Danny and Preston's storyline. Personally, I think that she needs to go ahead and reject him and send him on his way. If he's going to go marry somebody else anyway, then go ahead and do that, sir. Be blessed. All I can do is pray for that young lady who's going to end up in this loveless-ass marriage with your ass because you're goofy. Now, please go. I got other things to worry about. I haven't been able to find Sabrina, and I need to go check on her. Now, I'm going to skip around a little bit because tracking Danny throughout the trailer, we get to see her go over to Maurice's house where she runs into Calvin, and then she also goes to Andi's penthouse. So when she goes to talk to Calvin, she's like, I had a friend who was talking about that he was investigating them for the bank robbery. I haven't been able to find Sabrina. He's probably gonna be like, well, I haven't been able to find Maurice, and this little alley cat is up in here cooking and being stupid. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna need Danny to, like, suss out Q, because Calvin is simple, but she will be able to sniff out in a second something ain't up just by being in the room with Q's ass. And all I need him to do is walk out and put some macaroni and cheese on the plate or whatever the hell he was doing for Calvin, so she can know that something ain't right. And that's what's going to send her over to Andi's penthouse, because clearly we need to be checking all the hospitals and all the jails. When you can't find your home girl, when you can't find your homeboy, the first place you start looking is the hospitals and the jails. Yeah, I said it. It's to be black in America. That's all I'm going to say. But when Danny walks in on Andi, she's in the middle of having a good old time. Now, shout out to James, dope supporter, amazing community member. We be chit-chatting and whatnot. But he actually pointed out on one of my Twitter Space lives, I believe last week, how one moment we get to see Andi getting it in with Gary on this couch in the penthouse, and it made me so pissed. I was so enraged that I didn't catch the next part. When you look back, the next frame, Danny is like, Andi, I'm gonna need you to get your shit together, and there's no Gary there. So Andi is apparently fantasizing about Gary, and I'm just like, girl, stand up. You so weak in the knees. Like, where's your self-respect, Andi? You are fantasizing sexually about a man who ain't touched you in multiple seasons, baby. Robin has been putting it down, flipping it and reversing it, and you have the nerve to be fantasizing about a psychopath? Girl, be for real. But I'm focusing on Danny, who comes to this penthouse, I believe, looking to get Andi to help her try to find Sabrina. That's it. That's all. I'm not looking forward for Andi to, like, be towing this line after she did a beautiful job of separating from Gary and telling him that they weren't great for each other. She's going to give him his stuff back. He going to pay her the taxes back. They're going to go their separate ways. And now we about to go down this road of her fantasizing about him and creating this perfect guy that is Gary in her mind, because that dude does not exist. Like, Gary will never be whoever you're fantasizing about, girl, but go the fuck off. And then also, after you finish going off, be fucking for real. Now, Aaron shows up at the hospital. Karen is still at the hospital. I already said this, y'all, in my breakdown video. We're going to be at the hospital for at least 5 episodes with Karen. The doctor not going to come into the office into the room until probably episode 3, because y'all know how Tyler Perry do. And at this point, we just need to go ahead and roll with it and mitigate our expectations, right? So before the damn doctor come in the room, Aaron shows up and she's like, I don't even know how you know I was here. Did Pam call you? Like, who called you? Okay. My first thought is Aaron just started checking the hospital. And it's not too far-fetched. Like, he just went to the doctors with her a couple days ago. Pam ain't answering but saying that she's okay. He probably went to her house. Andi don't know. Like, and she's pregnant. That would be one of the first places I check too, if I was still going to look for her and not listen to everybody else saying, like, don't worry about it. She'll call you when she's ready. Or Karen's mom could have called him. I think that she's about to round these Negroes up. I do have the synopsis breakdown coming for episode 4, where I believe, or 5, where Miss Lisa is helping Karen talk to both Aaron and Zach. So I totally think that, and we see in the trailer that, you know, Zach shows up at Karen's house and Miss Lisa's like, just go home. And he's like, this is my baby. We're going to have to figure it out. I definitely think that Miss Lisa is in contact with both of these men at some point. She already had a relationship with Zach because they have been in a relationship. Karen and Zach have been in a relationship for 3 years. She knows Zach. She got Zach in the chain breakers, all that kind of stuff. But now I think that she's going to also start to be in communication with Aaron as well to help her daughter navigate this very tricky situation that they're in by way of the paternity of her coming baby and or babies. Check out my Baby Troubles video if you do not know what my theory is about what's going on with Karen right now and the baby. What the pregnancy, because I detail exactly what I think the storyline is going to be, y'all, and it is good. It is good. I'll link it in the cards above as well as the description box down below. So Aaron shows up and he's going to be there for her, and I love that for her. We do get a moment also where Karen is at the hospital. Aaron is there, and she, I guess, calls Zach, or I don't know, like, because I partly feel like she might have called Fatima, y'all. If I'm honest, like, I kind of feel, I don't know who she called. Let's say that she called Zach because that makes more sense. However, Fatima answers the phone, and for whatever reason, Karen feels called to call Fatima a bitch and say that she's wrong for that and decide to cuss her out. And Aaron is just standing there. And I know some of y'all had a problem with that, but I don't know. I ain't jumping down my sis neck just yet because I don't know what it is. It's not appropriate to be using that kind of language with Fatima. However, we don't know the circumstances, right? Like, we don't know the circumstances. Should I make a video talking about this specific conversation and why Karen could be cussing Fatima out and if I think she's wrong or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if y'all want to see that, I'll make that video. We can have that conversation. Yeah, and aside from Zach showing up and Miss Lisa talking to him at Karen's house, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited. Based off of the trailer, I'm loving where the storylines are going. This will also be the episode prior to the episodes 9 and 10 release from Fatima. So it's going to be a Sistas pack night. Sistas drops on Wednesday nights, and then Fatima premieres on BET Plus at midnight on Thursday. So it's tons of content, tons of storytelling. Again, hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so you don't miss out when I talk about Sistas or Fatima, because I'm talking about the entire Sistas universe. I hope you enjoyed this preview. Please let me know what your predictions are in the comment section down below. It's your good sis, you love to talk TV with, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.